Hey guys, I'm sorry I was wrapping up with the parent. I started the live, so my plan was to go live a little later, just so I had some more concrete stuff about if Ruthless didn't have all their COVID tests and what my next steps were going to be, um, along with Anarchy. Hey, riding the boys out. Okay. Okay. Sorry, I was reading the message. So Miss Shaki, she had a lot of messages in chat. I definitely deleted them all. I don't think I left one, but yeah, I definitely deleted them all because that's just something that we're just not gonna do in in our team chat in an area where we have everybody. Um, Messages just have to be sent with a little tact, which is really different from a private message. Um, Good. Thank you. So Mr. Ewing's message was, I get the frustration of things not going accordingly, but as a new parent on the team, I feel that we are not aligned. We need to be proactive. We need to put proactive measures into place to ensure all members of the team get what they need to thrive. We can buy COVID tests or get some donated so that the athletes get tested as they come into practice. We all try to make time for the things that are important, and we can't always fit everything into a day. I'm speaking for me and my wife when I say that we are not trying to disrespect you or the team, but we have to have better communication. We have to talk to each other with respect and hear each other's perspectives. This is for the kids. We are telling them to be organized, be respectful, be timely, and that communication is key, but we are not demonstrating any of these values. I get talking to the team, mom, and for a mass majority of our concerns, we do. But sometimes talking to the coach about things just seems appropriate, and I don't want to feel I can't bring my concerns to the person I'm entrusting my daughter with. So, first things first is, and Shaki, I'm just going to ask that you try to show some restraint. And I'll definitely address your comments, but I don't want to have to delete them. Um, Hold on one second. Hey, Hannah, I'm on my way.
Hey, boo. You sure you coming right now?
Give me 20 minutes. I'm having like
No,
this.
it's fine. They just fell asleep. That's why I just text you. They just
So
fell
how
asleep.
long do I have?
The teacher could put their beds down. If you got, like, you could have maybe, they'll probably stay asleep for the next 2 hours. So
Okay.
just, I'll text you back once they wake up. Because I did tell the teacher to put their lunch up because they were supposed to eat lunch in a little while. Yeah. But we're not going to wake them. We're going to let them stay asleep.
Okay, cool. Thanks so much.
I'll call you back when they wake up and just let you know. But yeah,
okay, yeah. It's cool.
Okay, honey.
All right. Sorry, my kids have been sick the last 5 days, so no, I haven't called anybody because I've been being a mom. But to start off with what Mr. Ewing said, I think that is very on point. And I think it's applicable to the parents, myself, and the staff. Um, since the beginning, there has been a process. This is the process that I know that works. A lot of the last few days when I'm talking to Sky, my frustration is I'm saying, hey, everybody tells me they don't know what the cheer world is, but then everybody is telling me how to do my job. Whether it's, oh, coach, you should probably do this at practice. Oh, maybe they should probably do this. Oh, coach, I don't think that we should have our hair like that. Oh, stop. I think that we should have this, or whatever the case may be. And input is great. But when your input starts to control the narrative of a team that you're not running, that is very stressful, Shaki, and it is very frustrating. So, as I took in everybody's feedback in the beginning, and you guys are like, hey, coach, you're kind of aggressive. Hey, I don't really like when you say things that way. And I've done my best to shift my tone. Definitely the way I approach parents. my wording when I'm messaging, if I have to like maybe add a smiley face to just reassure everybody, no, I'm not yelling, whatever it is. I'm doing my best. So even so from that, from we're talking about finances and being accommodating to every family when everybody was coming on. Being transparent about those things. I come and do this live in the middle of my day. So I'm actually in the middle of work. You just heard my kids' daycare call me. Like I have a life just like you guys. So the same kind of respect definitely has to be mutual. It definitely does. I know how to do this. If you guys don't allow me to do what I know how to do, it's going to stay the way it is. Semester 1, we did a lot of accommodating, and I speak about this all the time. We did a lot of, oh, coach, I got to pay that later. All right, cool. Oh, coach, we got to do this. My car was just repossessed because all of my money goes into the team. My time goes into the team. My daughter was just the most depressed she has ever been in her life. And I'm like, you all right? All right, I'm going to go to practice. That's why you haven't seen my kid's face. So when we are talking about priorities and when we are talking about all of these things and my commitment and all of this, I'm here. I'm here. I tell you guys everything. Like I used to tell the parents last year when we were just doing this as a this was just a training program, and one of the biggest things were just teaching parents how to navigate the cheer world, because I was sending parents out to other gyms, because this is not, and I don't know, I'm going to say this again, this team has only been in existence for 6 months. 6 months. So since August. So I was very accommodating semester 1 because we had just started. Now semester 2, I'm like, all right, we in our groove. All right, shut shit down. We gonna get shit together. Sky was like, Ryan, you have to be more consistent. I said, that's me doing what I say I'm gonna do, right? She was like, yep. Okay, well, I have to cancel practice because Coach Ryan from first semester would have been like, y'all, I'm gonna give y'all till noon. When it's easy, and I understand what Mr. Ewing is saying, like, hey, we can't fit anything into a day. That was 5 days ago. And even if you could not get your athlete tested, you could have said to me, the team mom, or anybody, and say, hey, this isn't going to work out. I'm not going to have time to do this, or I can't get this done right away. Do you have another alternative? But the only time Sky gets messages is when parents want to complain. The only time parents want to message me is when they need a favor. You need me to overlook something. You need me to override it. You need me to tell Sky, oh, I got it. You need me to call Pasha before a call punkin and be like, it's cool. But then when they're in place and they're like, now stop talking to him. Let us go ahead. Then that is us following what our protocol is, instead of being able to say, oh, I talked to Coach Ryan. Coach Ryan is pretty much going to be like, did you talk to Punkin now? Can you please go back and check with your team mom? And you can't see me as being unapproachable or rude or any of the sort, because that's just the protocol. It's better that way. It is better that way, Shaki. So I am not stressed because I have to stand up in front of your athletes. Who wants a stressed out, irritated person coaching their children? So to avoid that, we say, hey, we got a person that handles the money. We got a person that's just going to handle the general stuff. And then we have 2 people that are completely relatable to you that you can go and you can have these conversations with. And then they can bring it to me and be like, hey, just check this out. And then don't forget, hey, Coach Ryan, don't forget this. All right, cool. So it's easier to have 2 people coming at you, even if they have 15 things each, than 15 people coming at you with 20 different things. Now, this is simple to me. This is simple. This is like having a 2-parent home. Where I lack, you're going to pick up. If this is my job, I'm doing this. If this is your job, you're doing that. There's supposed to be some functionality here, and there can only be function where there is structure and where there is order. And no matter how many times we're like, hey, that's the deadline. Hey, that's the due date. Hey, this is this. Parents are always upset when now whatever it was is now implemented, and it's unfair. It's completely unfair. Okay? So I'm in agreement with everything Mr. Ewing said. I actually want to be the person that I am, the G golly happy person that I am, that loves to coach. And I want to let the staff handle staff stuff. I want you guys to allow us moments to even get information to you. I appreciate, and this is not an attack against anybody who has done it recently or in the past, but I appreciate the parents that give us time to be like, okay, what are we going to do next? It's not even 12 o'clock. What I had put in the Teen Mom group, which won't happen today because we had to deviate, was all right. If we get two more by 12, I'll have practice with those 5. Because the sad part about it is it's 8 people on Anarchy and only 2 people, I believe, and Scott, correct me if I'm wrong, only 2 people turned in their COVID test. And one of them was this morning, like 5 minutes before the deadline. So then you guys want order and structure. You just don't want it implemented. My kid, the photographer just found out he had COVID on Sunday. It's important that everybody gets a COVID test. And when I asked the teen moms, it was so funny because I had put in our group like, y'all, can we just buy COVID tests and have them taken while they're there? And the teen moms were like, Ryan, no. No, Ryan. Because how isn't their child's health important to them? So we were, Mr. Ewing, if you're on here, we were already talking about that. I'm already sitting up here trying to figure out, okay, well, how can I bend a little bit? And nothing works when that happens. Nothing. So I'm going to let Shaki have her comments so I can address them because she is the reason that we are on here. The combativeness, and we are on here because there are children in chat. There are. There are young ones in there too, on Anarchy. So having an argument within the chat versus a restorative conversation is 2 completely different things. Okay. You said shit in your first message. I say shit at practice. Before anybody brought their kid on the team, I said I have a potty mouth. Everybody said, girl, I don't give a shit. I curse at home. Everybody. Every fucking body said it. So, yep, I said shit because I say shit at practice. I didn't say you're a piece of shit. I didn't say get this shitty shit out of here. I said we're going to do shit right. You should have just accepted what he said and made adjustments accordingly instead of saying my name. No, because I'm tired of people going into the group feeling like they have a right to do some shit I asked them not to do and then expect me to put a smile on my fucking face and say, okay? How dare you ask me for respect and completely go against the things that we have already asked? You were just messaging me. You just messaged me. You could have messaged that. But instead, There was something that you wanted. I don't know if it was chaos or what, but there was something that was there. So I needed to let parents then know, but we just had a conversation, because what we're not going to do is keep having side conversations that Coach Ryan is anything but Coach Ryan. And Coach Ryan doesn't have to continue to prove herself, because the crazy thing is Coach Ryan didn't ask any of you to join the team. You guys joined the team yourselves. Shaki, you just told me yesterday, I love how you are with the girls, but then message today, I'm tired of your BS as a coach. You just told me the other day you really work hard for them, but today it's I'm tired of your BS. Make up your mind. This is why I said in the chat, y'all gonna have to decide. We are either on the same team working toward the same goal to get these girls to a particular place, or we are just bullshitting. And I'm tired of bullshitting. I love the fuck out of Gabby, but you irritating. You don't have to fight everything. And we've talked about this personally. And you said, okay, Coach Ryan, I understand that. You put in there, I told you to call me. First off, you're not my boss. Second off, my kids have been sick, so I wasn't calling you. And I don't have to tell you my kids are sick for me not to call you. But the third and most prevalent thing that I told you was, anytime we got on the phone, I feel attacked. And I do not want to put myself in that situation. You said, I understand. And then we figured it out. I'm not running the team. I'm running what goes on with my child, makeup, braids, etc. I can care less about what I'm doing with you or team. I know you can care less. It's showing. It's absolutely showing. You steady saying my name. I think we need to talk one-on-one. So like I said to you in the message yesterday, we're definitely not, because every time I speak to you, I feel attacked. Anytime you told me that you felt like my tone was disrespectful, I took a step back and said, okay, that is not my intent. I've come to you. I talk to you all better than I would even speak to my aunt. I'll be like, hey, what the fuck is up, auntie? And I think that's okay, because I wouldn't mind if someone said that to me. But because you don't like that, and not to say that I've ever said that to Shaki, but because you want to be spoken to a specific way, I do that. In return, I expect the same thing. And if that cannot be a mutual thing, I do not want to have a conversation about it. Okay. So you get what you put out. No, honey. Because what I'm putting out is consistent communication about exactly what I need from all the parents. I do that often. Yep. Jasmine, if you're on here, tumbling was not communicated right because we was sick as hell. We were sick as hell. I apologize. I'm fine with that. I left your comment right there. We were all sick as fuck. Like vomiting sick as fuck. The twins, I don't know if you heard, they got snot and shit. Like, it was bad. It was very, very bad. So I'm not getting what I put out. And that's the frustration. I'm putting out consistent passion, consistent, this is what I need, guys. And in return, I'm getting a fight. I'm getting I don't want to do that. I don't want this. This is what I don't want that. Then why is your athlete on a team? This is not an individual sport. Power tumbling is an individual sport. You can go do that. Track is individual, but cheerleading is not. It's just not. We should all get COVID tests at home. Many children do not want to have their results shared. Take our COVID test at home. That's fine too. I just need to know that you're negative. I messaged you results. Yes, you did. 5 minutes before the 5 minutes before the cutoff. We are required to have insurance for our children. We can get them tested on our own and should when we know they have been exposed. Absolutely. Absolutely. We have to be accountable for our families. Yes. You canceled after I gave the results. That's why it's in the chat. Shaki, this team is not about you. Because all they can cheer now, because they all can cheer now, that's all. You irritating as hell, thinking you checking me. I'm not checking you. I hope I'm offering you some perspective or a way to calm the fuck down, because the fucking tantrums are like, y'all, you had a tantrum. I have these rants and these moments that are happening because instead of parents just following what we put out or asking, like Scott said yesterday, a couple of people, what, and this is how she said it. She said, people, people are, people have paid their money for stuff that they haven't got. I said, Scott, what didn't you get? She said 2 bows, and I said, the practice wear. She said, yeah. I said, well, you're not getting the practice bow. I mean, you're not getting the competition bow, and you're not, because more than 5 people on this team have lost items. You're not getting it because I have three of the other bows in my office now. So you're not getting it until the 26th. And like I said last night, I'm probably going to collect it. Give you a little Ziploc baggie and put your name on it, because to rebuy that bow is $50. It's not going to be the 35 that it was. It's just not. I'm the only one feel this. I'm just the only one to address it. Well, that is why I had the live. So if anybody else had the same feelings of you, the feelings that you have, they can share them and they can be addressed team-wide with anybody that wanted to be present. At times, we have to look at the progress that our children have made on the team, learning sportsmanship, tumbling, etc. The coach can't be the worst ever. Look at the full picture. Actually, yeah, I'm definitely not the worst ever. I'm one of the only people that coach that will ever be this transparent about anything, about almost anything. I tell you guys way more than you probably should know. And I've offered you way more times to give your opinion when you shouldn't have. A lot. I said it last night, but I know Avery says it a lot. I know Pasha would say it. I know Erica says it sometimes, and I know Brittany would say it. And they would say, we want the old Coach Ryan back. And for parents to ask for the old Coach Ryan after I have had a few years of growth, right? Because understand, my filter is more filtered than it was then. For them to ask that, I was just like, no, I can't do that. Because the old Coach Ryan wouldn't have had a semester 1 like that. We probably would have just had 3 people on the floor. And I would have went with that. So I'm definitely not the worst ever. And this will be the last time I ever get on a platform like this and feel like I have to prove myself to any of you. Because I don't. For some reason or another, your children and me, we have crossed paths and we have started this journey together. Now, I would hope that none of you would break that up. I'm not crying. My voice was doing something. But I hope none of you would break that up. I hope that we can stay together and grow, which is something that Chicago teams generally do not do. I want to make sure that the girls feel successful before we get to the success part, which is why we try to do stuff like Pin Day, why they set goals at practice and I hole punch them so when they accomplish it, so they're like, oh, I did something today. Because the more I build their confidence, the better they're going to execute, the better they're going to perform. It is very hard to even get to that mindset when it's just always when it's always just something that we're fighting. At some point, I don't know who hurt some, but we have to chill. The formula for communication works. It works. If you talk to your team mom, I'm 100% confident that they are telling me exactly what you said. They're telling me exactly what you said. Okay? And then we are trying to figure it out. There is never a moment that a parent says, hey, I got this issue. And I'm like, oh, okay, well, fuck that. Like, I don't care. No, we don't have those moments. Everything from the beginning of semester 1 to now has been, all right, how we going to work this out? Okay, how we going to make this happen? How don't we exclude people? How do we include everybody? How do we make sure everything flows? Semester 2, we got our plan and our formula. Parents have to be able to willing to get in the train, let us conduct it, and just chill for the ride. If we not opening windows on this train ride, then keep them closed, please. Keep them closed. There's no reason to rebel against the system. I'm not going to put your children in a situation that's bad for them. As a parent, I'm not going to put you in a financial situation that's bad for you. Cheerleading uniforms start at $350, guys. I need everyone to be able to follow the things that we have placed in front of you. Anytime you have a question or concern, if you've told your teen mom and it hasn't been addressed, cool. Talk to Pumpkin. Talk to me at that point. But even if you message me, I'm probably going to respond. I care about every family here individually. Every single one. I care about every athlete as individuals. We have these people set up so stuff can move forward. I cannot do everything. That is why we have other people. Everything is going to be okay, guys. We just can't be at each other's throat and not over nothing. It doesn't matter if anyone addresses their feelings. Sorry, got bumped out. It doesn't matter if anyone expresses their feelings. Jasmine? Okay. Expressing feelings are good. If it doesn't cause you to be more in your feelings, there should be a resolution. That means for us all, coaches will. We should be able to move forward when we finish talking and expressing. Absolutely. Usually everyone is more pissed. I agree. Conflict resolution. Thank you. And to the parents that are doing this thing right, thank you. To the parents that are turning in their COVID test, thank you. To the parents that pay on time, thank you. To the parents that don't have a problem with working out hair, thank you. To the parents that make sure all of their athlete stuff is in the bag, thank you. To the parents not contributing to the stressful part of this, thank you so much. No, you don't hear it enough, but it's appreciated. It's really appreciated. And it's unfortunate that and you're not going to know everybody because some of this happens behind closed doors, behind the team chat, but it's just unfortunate that we are on a team and everybody is not aligned and everybody is not on the same page. A lot of your frustrations, I think you all should take to your own group chat. So, Jasmine, I agree with you. It doesn't matter if anyone addresses their feelings here because the people that you guys should be kind of upset with are your peers. Somebody should be in the chat like, so why did coach have to cancel practice if everybody did a COVID test? Who didn't get a COVID test? Does anybody need a COVID test? I'll help. But we're not going to be upset at coach because coach is looking out for people's safety. That's unfair, Jasmine. It's unfair. So, that was really it. I don't think, no, she hasn't said anything else. Miss Tanya hasn't said anything else. No, nobody has said anything else. That's kind of just that, guys. A couple parents have my cell phone number. They call me and I answer and I respond through text. So we know communication is happening. And to the parents, I know a couple parents told us, I feel like I'm getting snapped on. Well, if the shoe doesn't fit you, can you not put it on, please? Because for us, even as a team, even as them, it's so much easier to address the group, just like when everybody is in a classroom and the teacher is like, hey, everybody stop talking. And then you have a kid there like, I was quiet. Well, we're not talking to you. Stay quiet. So I want to make sure that all the parents doing what they are supposed to do, just understand, I'm not talking to you. And I don't have to call everybody by name. But those parents who are not aligned, can you please get here? And some of you probably not even on this call. You probably not even going to watch it. But that's a part of getting in alignment. I told Sky yesterday, I said, if all parents were involved in the chat, if all parents participated in the virtual meetings, not at the same time, but just got on, then things would go a lot smoother. Sometimes we're asking questions in chat that have been addressed already. Okay. Okay. I feel like we should just have had practice with the three that, but you see how everybody can't have feelings. Everybody can't have feelings because then, and it's not three, Taisha, it's two. You and Zaire. And you want me to have practice with Zaire and Ava only? Okay. I'm not upset with looking out for anyone's safety. No problem there. Because I'm going to talk to you when I get a chance. No, you're not. No, you're not. No, you're not going to talk to me. And please understand that. And I'm saying that very clearly. I'm not. If you can go off like that in chat, see, what I was saying wasn't emotional. I was very clear about what I was saying in there. We have to stop fighting everything. And you responded very very like. So no, we probably will not be talking. Okay. Hell, Ava still needs to grasp this back walkover. She's getting there. It's just the way we communicate with each other. Yes, it's very trauma orientated, and I don't like it. I really don't. When you guys said, "Hey, you're aggressive," I've tried to come in here with "Good morning, guys," and "Hey, y'all," and pleases, and none of that shit works. It constantly feeling attacked with communications or when I did right. Yeah, so that's what I was just speaking to too. If the shoe doesn't fit you, don't wear it, Jasmine. You guys did the right thing with Ava. I don't have a problem with you when it comes to fundraising. You guys fundraise the fuck out of everything. I don't have a problem with you guys when it comes to fees because even if you have to pay for it, you pay for it. I don't have any complaints regarding your family at all. So when I'm talking to the masses, though, I'm speaking to the group as a whole. I'm not in the group saying, hey, Ava's mommies, y'all fucking up. I'm not. But I do have to address the group as a whole or constantly being punished for what others have done or not done. And that's the conversation in our chat. So before we can even finish that, that's when we had to stop to kind of address what was happening in the team chat. But that has been our conversation the last couple days. That's why I'm saying, if you would talk to your teen mom, she can offer you information that is not prepared for the group. So now Gabby's results wasn't turned in. Yes, they were. So that is 3. You're right, Shaki. There are 3. Okay, Shaki. 5 minutes and not due by the. Yes, Shaki. Yes, Shaki. Well, if we can't talk, then my daughter won't be on the team. That's up to you, honey. That's up to you. I wouldn't hurt my baby that way. Have her pictures when they ready because they paid for. Fuck you. No, not talking to me that way. And that's over. It's a wrap. I get that. It just doesn't feel good. It gets tiring, and I don't want to have to get an adult together. So I'm just going to say this, Jasmine. You guys are tired of me talking. You are tired of me saying these things. Imagine how tired I am to have to repeat them. This is not fun. This isn't fun. It's not fun to have to keep saying the same stuff. It's not fun to have to jeopardize things. That Shaki's comment wasn't just fun. You gonna threaten me because you attack me when you talk to me? I know my limits as a human being, and I don't put myself in situations that can cause me my freedom. And I understand. But as a team, Jasmine, if you go inside your group chat and say, hey, how can we do this together? Maybe that will work. Maybe you guys have to build some camaraderie and some more stuff. Maybe it's not just helping each other out with rides. Maybe it is, hey, I got an extra COVID test at home, which one of our moms volunteered. Hey, I got some COVID tests at home. I'll bring them. My thing is, I would much rather you guys bring solutions to the problem than the complaining to the problem. So we can just fix the problem and don't have to deal with the complaining. If we can get to the root of the problem, it's nothing to complain about anyway. Well, I'm not in the business of kicking people off of a team, but what was already stated was, hey, if you have not paid for competition, then if you have not paid for competition, then your athlete won't compete, but the expectations are the same. I still expect you to show up to practice. I still expect you to be at the performance, unless you take your athlete off the team. Okay? So unless you say, hey, we are done, then I am not removing an athlete, because parents still need time to develop and athletes do too. So I don't mind you being on the team. But if you would like to participate in the same activities, then you have to do the same things that the other parents are doing. So I won't drop them, but people are going to participate where they're supposed to. I can say that, if that's like plain enough. Okay. All right, so that was it, guys. I don't want to seem like I'm a broken record either. And unfortunately, sometimes it is that way. But I would like to get out of that. So a part of that is sticking to, as Scott said, sticking to what I said. Had I had practice with just the 3, that's not what I said. 5 days ago, I said, hey, I need all COVID tests or I'm going to cancel practice. And what happens from there will inform you, but anybody that did the right thing won't be penalized. And even though they didn't turn them in, canceling practice is not a punishment. Canceling practice is a safeguard. So if people can't say, hey, I'm safe, hey, I'm good, then it's not safe to have practice. I'm going to get off of here. I'm going to go back into our chats, and we're going to go figure this thing out. I might be reporting back to you way after 12. But I did want to make sure that I addressed all of that happened, because I didn't want to write an essay anymore. I was very happy that Mr. Ewing put what he put in there. Thank you, Jasmine. Thank you, Miss Tanya. Thank you, Shaki. If you guys have any super immediate concerns, feel free to private message me. Okay. But if you have just general questions or concerns, please take them to your team mom. We may not have an answer within the next 14 minutes because we have to go back into our conversations. And I hope that you can allow us a little bit of time and just have a little tiny bit of patience. Okay? All right. Does before I cut it off, does anybody have any other questions or any other comments or anything else? Okay. So recapping, team moms and I will get back to you on what our next steps are. Number 2, please go to your team groups and talk to your team, your team, your kids' parents. I don't know what to call them, your team members. Talk to them and see if you might have resources that they may need. Okay? All right, guys. All right. See you later.